Take a look at these next few photos. I have a kind of funny story to tell you about this dresser. I messaged the seller and we had a back and forth conversation through the app and decided upon a date and time to do the pickup. Never, and I mean never during the conversation, did the topic of stairs ever come up. Now, this is a 9-drawer dresser. It is big. You would think that if there were stairs involved, it might have been mentioned. Let me just say that I have learned my lesson. In the future, I will ask more questions. Like I said, this is one big dresser. Look at the width of this thing. It's like 7 feet wide. Who has time these days, especially for refinishing a piece of furniture? Well, I'm here to tell you that if you choose wisely, a full refinish is within your grasp, and it doesn't have to take weeks of work. Let's take a look at what I've got here first. We have some work to do on the top. I'll stroll along and show you. Just, your normal age spots all over the place. Where was, I missed the spot here. Let me go back here. There appears to be a cigarette burn right there. Funnily enough, the dresser doesn't smell like cigarette smoke, even though that is definitely a cigarette burn by the looks of it. It's got a very nice curve. Here you can really see the way the dresser bends in the middle. And you can tell by the handles here how they're thicker at the outside edge and then they go thinner towards the middle. Let's give you a look at the finish. I'm really hoping that the handles will come off with just screws. I know they're screwed in, I've already looked, but what I don't know is if they've got glue on them as well. Because if I can get the handles off, it will speed things up considerably and make it much easier to refinish the drawer fronts. Keeping my fingers crossed. Also, you can see right here, there was a mirror along the back. This is sort of I'm facing the dresser, and this is the right side of the dresser. So the mirror only started over here, and it went all the way to the end here, so it was off center. Now, I have got the mirror. It's sitting right there. It's really cool. See, it has the pieces of wood attached to the side. That really gives it that cool mid-century look. I'm going to take the back off the mirror and see if there's a date. Often there's dates on mirrors. There's no date on this piece here, so I'm hoping there's a date there so I can identify exactly when it was made. I'm actually thinking of refinishing the mirror and including it with this dresser. I don't usually sell the mirrors with the dresser, but this mirror is so unique that I think it might actually add value to the dresser. That will be determined. I'll decide as I go along. But I'm loving this 9-drawer dresser. It's going to look really fantastic. I can tell the wood appears to be in good shape. I'll open some of the drawers and give you a peek. Drawers are not in bad shape. A couple of them had a few things happening with them, but nothing bad. A little sort of that smelly, old smell, which will come out once I sand and finish it. I think there was some, this drawer here is missing some edge banding. Not too hard to fix, so we'll fix that up. Okay, step number 1, what I think I'm going to do is give it a good cleaning on the inside. And I'll clean the outside. I've decided to set a timer and see how long it actually takes me to finish this piece. So here we go. I'm going to start by vacuuming out the inside of the dresser, and then I will wash it down with some degreaser of some sort, maybe just some soap and some water. I'm just using some Dawn dish soap to get rid of any of the dirt and grease on the top. Oh, I just found a nice little gouge out here that I didn't see before. Missing some of the veneer. Now, the moment of truth, I'm about to take the handles off these drawers to find out if they are glued in or just screwed in. Keeping my fingers crossed that it's just the screws. Oh, they're glued. They're glued. That's just probably added another couple hours to my refinish on this one. Okay. I'm doing a little test here to determine if the finish is lacquer, which I suspect it is. I've just put some lacquer on the finish, and sure enough, it's removing the old finish when I rub it with 40 steel wool. So I'll use this method to remove all the old finish from the dresser. I am getting closer and closer to that 10,000K subscriber mark, so please help me out and click on the subscribe button. It's free. Thanks. Okay, it's the next morning, and if yesterday was all about cleaning and removing the old finish, today is all about sanding. I'm going to do my best to try and get through all 9 drawers. Wish me luck. For those of you who have watched me before, you'll know I almost always clean up the bottom of the drawers. Often they're not in bad shape, but sanding just sort of freshens them up. Just think of it as a mini facial, whereas the rest of the dresser is getting like a full facelift. Okay, here is the dresser at the end of day 2. I managed to get all the drawers sanded but one. Just ran out of steam, so at least I got 8 drawers done. It took me a total of 2 hours and 25 minutes to sand the drawers today, so we're a total time in on the piece 4 hours and 53 minutes. Day 3. Here's a classic forgot to videotape. Thought I was videotaping, didn't press the start button. Anyhow, this is the glued up edge of the bottom of the drawer. There was a slight crack in it, so I just used my paint scraper, spread out the crack and injected it with some glue, and that should do the trick. Just a small void here that I'm going to fix. Not essential, but you know, I've got the supply, so I might as well use them. And it's on the inside of a drawer. You don't want someone's clothes or whatever to get caught, or someone to get a splinter. This wood filler is it's almost dried out, but it's the only light colored wood filler I have right now, so that's why I'm using it. Don't know if you can see, but when it gets to be at this stage, not good. I just cut off this piece of veneer, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a whole new piece in there to replace it. I'll just glue it down. It's not exactly the same color. It is walnut, but I'll just have to make do with this is what I've got, so I'm going to use it. I'm using steam from an iron to see if I can raise some of the fibers on the wood here to improve the mark on the edge here. I'm not holding out a lot of hope because it's not like it's crushed fibers from a dent, like something heavy landing on it. It's from a burn mark, so we'll see what it does. I'm about to put some oxalic acid on the top of this just to get some of the spots out. I don't think it's going to help that because I do think that's a burn. I'm not sure what that little mark is, so it might help that little mark. There's some discoloration here that I'm hoping it's going to take care of. The 2 circles, there was right here. I don't know if you can see it. Let me get out of the light here. Still a little bit of a circle here from a glass. There was 2 of them that were really bad. Lots come out with the sanding. And there's this black mark, which I have no idea what that is. Almost looks like an ink stain. And a little blotchy mark there. So There's a few things that I'm hoping the oxalic acid will help. Let's see what happens. I put the oxalic acid in here with warm water, give it a good shake to dissolve everything, and now I'm just going to apply and let it sit on the top. I've never found any information on what a really good ratio water to oxalic acid is, so I just kind of eyeball it and hope for the best. Most of the time it works. The most important thing about oxalic acid is to make sure that once it dries, that you thoroughly wash the surface to get all the little crystals off. Otherwise you can end up with contaminated wood, which is not good because your finish won't adhere to it properly. This is also giving me a good idea of what the grain is going to look like with a clear finish on it. Because right now I'm leaning towards not putting any stain on it, just putting a clear coat on it, like a hard wax oil. I haven't been able to, usually I do some lacquer spraying over the summer months in my garage because I have the spray system, the Fuji spray system, and it goes so quick and it's so nice. The finish is so nice. But I can only do it in the summer months when there's a lot of ventilation. But I haven't been able to do it this summer because we've been busy renovating our upstairs, and the garage is full of renovation stuff, and I just don't have room to set it up. So that's why I've been doing oils and hard waxes and stuff like that, stuff that doesn't require a lot of space. And it's always nice to see too, because not everybody has the room to do, or the money to buy a spray system to spray their furniture, especially if you're just doing it for yourself every once in a while. So it's nice to know that you can achieve a nice finish without all that equipment. And you most certainly can. Now here are the 9 drawers. I just finished sanding to 220, so they are more or less ready to be stained. Well, actually, I'm not staining them. I'm just going to put the hard wax oil because they're in really good shape, so I don't really have to use a stain to camouflage anything. So what I am going to do before I put the hard wax oil is along the edges here, you can just see the particle board underneath the veneer. So I'm going to stain those an opaque dark stain just so that it looks a little bit better. But wow, lots of drawers. So glad that part's done. Now, moving on to here, I've got the fan on top of the dresser because I've just wiped off the last round of oxalic acid and it's done an excellent job. All the major stains are gone. There was a big black stain here, that's gone. All the little tiny ones that I pointed out before, they're gone. There was a stain over here. It looked almost like a grease stain. I can't even find it now, so it's gone. The only thing left, of course, is the cigarette burn, which obviously I knew the oxalic acid wasn't going to get that out. I'm still not sure what I'm going to do with that, but we'll figure something out. Okay, we're going to take that there and we're going to move it up and put it here. Okay? On its back with its feet sticking out over there. Okay, just a second. Okay, I'm finally taking the legs off. Okay, so the bottom is all sanded to 150, looks great. And this is the inside of the top. It's got some paint marks on it, and this is the, I guess this is the original stain. You can see the way it's sort of unevenly put on. So I'm going to just give that a quick sand just to clean it up a bit. I don't know if you can see the rain falling, but it is coming down. I barely had time to bring these in. They were sitting outside, so now I've got polka dotted door fronts. Shoot. Oh well. I'll wipe them down and I'll probably have to give them a light sanding again. I've decided to stain the base because it's a lighter wood. It's not walnut, and the dresser is a walnut veneer, so I want it to look a little bit closer in color. So I'm going to use General Finishes Antique Walnut to stain it. Now, the back of the leg structure here, I just very lightly sanded because you're not going to see it. It's in the back, so I didn't go crazy with the sanding. So that's why originally whoever did it in the factory, you can still see the saw marks on it and everything, so they weren't very careful in sanding it either. The legs, though, I sanded very well, and because they're the part that you're going to see, and they're actually made of some sort of better kind of wood, but it's definitely a lighter color wood than walnut, so that is what I'm staining. I'm using this stain right here in dark walnut to do the edges
I'm using a Howard's Feed and Wax on the rest of the interior of the wood just to lubricate it. It's on the parts that you don't see, so I didn't feel that it needed the hard wax oil, and it's a little cheaper to do it this way. I'm using Mohawk's blend all sticks here to just camouflage the edge of some of the drawers. The color was just slightly off on some of them, so I used it just to blend it in. After I colored it, then I gave it a shot of sealer. Here's my attempt to color in some of the burn mark. At this point, I've already colored some of it in, so you can't see it really clearly. You can see I just keep trying different colors. Luckily, the top of the dresser has a lot of different hues in it, so I just keep trying different colors on top, layering it, and in between layering it, I spray some sanding sealer on to lock in the colors. And I just keep playing with it until I'm happy with the results and go with that.
Ugh, the water is just like yellow.
It took me a week and a half working on this dresser for a total number of just under 24 hours. I know some of you will think this is ridiculously long, but when you break it into small bits, about a couple hours here and a couple hours there, it really makes it manageable. And the end results, I think, speaks for themselves. And if you've ever felt overwhelmed with the project, just tune in to fellow Canadian YouTuber and refinisher Andy at Modern Makeovers, who just finished a project that took him 200 plus hours. It makes this one look like a piece of cake. Enjoy the reveal and let me know in the comments about your biggest projects.